Let's talk about creating a Google AdWords campaign and ad groups. If you don't know what an AdWords campaign and an ad group is, let me go ahead and show you. Right now I'm in my Google AdWords account, and you'll notice that we have a campaign, which you can understand is basically a bigger category or something that holds many ad groups within it. So with each campaign you can get as many ad groups as you want. So for example, this campaign here, if I click on it, you'll notice that I have two different, and by splitting up the ad groups, it allows you to, separate maybe different keywords, or so that you can analyze, okay, this keyword's set or ad group set is converting better than this set here. As you can see here, I've got 6%, or perhaps it's the same subject matter, except the only difference is that possibly they are different products, but in a similar niche. So you want to test out that niche. So now that you understand what campaigns or ad groups are, let's go ahead and create a new campaign. If I go back to campaign management here, you'll notice that you can click on a new online campaign, start with keyword or placements. I'm going to go ahead and start with keywords. And one thing to note here is whenever you create your new campaign, if you've already had a campaign created and you want to copy the settings for that, you can always choose that. In this case, I'm going to start from scratch so that you can see everything that is built up upon that campaign. So in this campaign, I am promoting that CB Niche Builder product, so I'm going to call it CB Niche Builder software. And I'll probably put a number by it just in case I want to create something else in the future. And then I want to create an ad group. And I'll just put it as CBNB test. If you're not sure exactly what to put and you're still a little bit confused, you can always click on the example links or the question mark links. Google AdWords makes it very easy for you to follow step by step. The next thing we want to do is choose the target customers by language. In this case, I want them to speak English, so it's already chosen by default. And target customers by location. Where are your customers going to be located? Let's say, for example, that you're doing CPA and you can only get traffic from the UK or Australia or United States. Then this would allow you to target only specifically those countries. Now, for me, I'm just promoting my own product, so I want to reach as many countries as possible. Now, to get started, what I want to do probably is to start targeting people from the US, big countries like US, UK, Asia, but I probably want to limit it to United States and UK and Australia. And then I'll expand upon it as I begin to tweak my campaign. So if I click on change targeting here, I want to target the United Kingdom. Click on find, select that country, and I also want to select Australia. And those are usually the four that I start out with. Then usually later when I'm getting better results, then I'll expand to Asia and things like that. So once you're done with that, you can simply click on done. So I'm currently targeting 4 locations, and when I'm done with that, simply click on continue. And now Google AdWords wants me to create the ad. Now, one thing to note here is you can actually create many ads. This is just one ad variation that you can create, but you can tweak, words here and there. But one thing you want to make sure of is that for the keywords that you have right now, since most of them, or the majority of them, I'd say 95% to 99%, have the word ClickBank in it, I do want to include that in there. So I could say ClickBank software because it tells the person it's for ClickBank. What is it? Ebook, software, whatever. It's a software. So now the only problem that we sometimes face is that the headline can only include a maximum of 25 characters. So if I wanted to name this ClickBank website software, that wouldn't allow me to because it cuts it off at the E. So what I might want to do is work on this later and say ClickBank software produces niche websites within 2 minutes. For the headline, ClickBank niche websites, and then say ClickBank software produces profitable, but whether that will actually fit, no, it won't. So we'll have to move it to the next line, profitable sites within 2 minutes. So that could be one thing, and then we want to include the display URL. So in this case, I would be www.cbnichebuilder.com, and you'll notice that I do capitalize things. You want to make sure that you capitalize the first letter of your actual domain, and especially the words as well. And I'll click on continue. If you're doing an affiliate product, you want to display URL probably to the actual product page, but the destination URL needs to link to your landing page. So once we're done with that, click on continue, and there we go. Now we can add our keywords, and as I showed you earlier, I had this keyword list and I went through it just to make sure that I have everything there that I want to copy and paste. Now, just to keep this simple, I'm going to just click a few of these keywords instead of all. I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to paste it over here. And Google AdWords does analyze your ad, so it might say, okay, what other keywords can you add? And we go under the category called ClickBank here, and we see some of these ClickBank Builder, which I'm going to add, ClickBank Software, which I already have, ClickBank Secrets, and we'll just keep it like that, and click on Continue. And by daily budget, I normally start it out just to do a basic test, probably anywhere from $10 or more. But if you're just starting out, I would do about $10 or $5 just to test it out. Once it does better, you can increase your daily budget. Now, some people say daily budget $50, whatever. It really doesn't matter. Your goal here is to test whether or not the keywords are actually converting into clicks or not. That way you can remove the ones that are not converting that well. As far as maximum CPC, which is cost per click, I would say about 5 cents, but sometimes they go up. CPC content bid, I'm not going to enter that because in this case I'm going to just start out with the search network, and I'll show you that in a minute. I'm not actually going to use the content network because I found that the search network I usually get more higher conversions that way. The content network is great too, but that's what appears on people's websites, which are sometimes not very targeted. So once you do that, click on Continue. And we can go ahead and review our selections. And we can save the campaign. Now that we have that ad group created and that campaign created, the next thing I want you to do is edit your campaign settings. Now, by default, the networks and bidding, it's going to have search and content, but in this case, I would recommend just unselect this and keep it at Google Search or Search Partners. Scheduling and serving, you can turn on ad scheduling to tell Google AdWords to only show your ad during certain days, and let me show you how that works. You can make it so that certain ads will only appear, let's say for example, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, on a business day, and they don't appear on Saturday, Sunday. Or let's say your product or whatever you're promoting is targeted for people that are on the weekends, so you could only show it on the weekends. So it's up to you. I'm just going to keep it as is and not mess with that. And that's it. Click on Save Changes, and I'm good to go. Now that you understand the basics of creating a campaign in an ad group, I do want to talk about keywords specifically. When you go to the Keywords tab here, and you edit keyword settings or select everything and click on Edit Keywords, normally what I found that helps is if you put quotations around this, which basically means that it's going to be, basically if somebody types in ClickBank something, then they're going to see my ad. And you can see here to get a better click-through. For example, right now we're looking at a broad match, so if somebody types in any of these words, they're going to get my ad. And I don't want that. I normally want to have something like match the exact phrase or match the exact term only. So for this case, I basically want to put quotations around here, every single one. And there are tools out there that allow you to do it quicker, but for time's sake, I'm just showing you this. So for this keyword here, best ways to promote ClickBank, I would do that. But I'd also have a keyword that has this. So as you can see, you have one keyword with quotations and another keyword with brackets. Now, another thing to note is negative keyword terms. Negative keyword terms are anytime you see negative keyword. Basically, all that means is anytime somebody types in that word and it touches any of these words, then your ad's not going to show up. So let's give you a real life example. Let's say somebody typed in free ClickBank Builder, for example. They typed in free ClickBank Builder, but your product's not free and you don't want to attract free people. So what you do is you put a negative free and you put a negative free, any keywords that you don't want to be used within the searches. So it could be free, let's say you're selling shoes, and the only shoes that you have are a range from black, white, certain colors. You don't have orange, you don't have blue, you don't have purple shoes. So basically you want to avoid using these keywords. So you put a negative and then the keyword. And of course, if you want to find more information, I would recommend reading Google AdWords by clicking here, just so you can get a better view of that. Okay, great. Now that we have completed creating a campaign ad group and talked about keywords and how to get more targeted keywords or targeted click-throughs, what we can do now is basically just wait. If you wait a day or two, you will get some statistics coming into your account. And then you can check the click-through rate percentages, and see what you need to tweak. In the next video, I'm going to talk about tweaking your campaign.